Alright, so, it's been a while, been like almost a week and a half. Sorry about that, just kinda got burnt out on YouTube for a little while, and I've just kinda been binge watching anime. Like, and I mean, a lot of anime. And I'm making this video because I want to talk about one of the anime I watched, and that was Akame ga Kill. Now, I don't really see anybody on YouTube talking about this anime. I mean, it did come back out in like 2014, and the videos I have seen on it, say that this anime is kinda shit. But I wanted to give my thoughts on the anime and what I think after finishing it. So if you've seen Akame ga Kill, you might not agree with me, but this is a great fucking anime, okay? This is an amazing anime. Now, I didn't read the manga, I watched the anime first. If I'd read the manga first, I'd probably have said that the anime was kinda ass. Yeah, so if you read the manga first, you're still gonna think this is a pretty good manga and anime. But then if you watch the anime after you read the manga, you might think it's kinda ass. But I didn't read the manga first, so yeah. Now the reason for that is because there are some crazy differences between the manga and the anime, like some crazy differences. And this show does not hold back on the death, let me tell you that. So if you start watching this and you get a favorite character, let me tell you, no character is safe in this anime. No character at all is safe in this anime. So you better pick your favorite character wisely. Now, for those of you wondering what this anime is about, if you haven't seen it, it follows a teenage kid from a village named Tatsumi, and he leaves his village with two of his friends to travel to the imperial capital to make a name for themselves and to help their village, like get money and stuff. But along the way they get lost, and eventually he makes his way to the imperial capital, and he finds out that it is a very dark place, and that the government or the empire doesn't really give a shit about its people, and that it stems from the corruption of the prime minister, who is sort of manipulating the emperor, who is just a kid, and is basically controlling everything that happens in the kingdom. But anyways, Tatsumi makes his way to the imperial capital, but he gets all of his money basically stolen from him, or not really stolen, just kind of tricked into giving it away to a woman. And so he has to spend the night on the street, but as he was about to go to sleep, he was picked up by a rich girl who takes Tatsumi back to her house. Now everything seems fine and dandy when all of a sudden a group of intruders start murdering everyone. Tatsumi sees this and he tries to stop them from killing the rich girl, but they show him what they've done, and show him like a shed of horrific looking bodies, and he sees his two friends, basically they were tortured to death, and he ends up murdering the little girl in revenge, because the little girl actually tortured one of his friends to death herself, and this little girl's like fucking 12. And he ends up joining the intruders, who are these group of assassins known as Night Raid, and he joins them and he starts going on missions to end the corruptness of the government and to create an entire new kingdom so that everybody can like have a good life and not fucking die in like horrific ways. But that's basically just an introduction to like the series. I would definitely go say and watch this if you haven't seen it. Now, if you have seen it and you don't like it, I mean, I can't say that there are some parts of the anime that are like, was that really the best choice to make? For example, one of the strongest enemies, if not the strongest enemy in the entire show, is a general named Death, and she's a woman who like can control ice and stuff, and basically she falls in love with the main character, who's like fucking 16 and she's like 20. Now let's move on to the good stuff about this show, and one of those things is the fight scenes. The fight scenes in this anime is fucking amazing. Alright, there's so many good fights in this show. And the main characters in this show have weapons called Imperial Arms. They're like the main weapons they use. Like one of the characters named Akame uses this sword that if it cuts someone, it sends a curse through their body and basically kills them within a few seconds. And then there's another one called Incursio, which is like an armor, and it was made from like a very strong dragon. And the user of this, all they have to do is just say Incursio, and the armor like envelops their entire body, and it like gives them a shitload of protection. They have this weapon that's like a spear, but not really a spear, and they can also turn invisible for a short period of time. But one thing I have to critique about this show is the world building, which I've heard from a few other YouTubers who've made videos on this. The world building is kinda shitty. The Imperial Capital just stays the Imperial Capital. Doesn't really have a name. The village that the main character is from, it doesn't have a name. It's just his village. It's every time it's brought up, that's all that's said about it, is that is just his village. That's it. And the Empire is just called the Empire. That's it. Doesn't have a name. It's just the Empire. But other than a few critiques here and there about the world building and maybe the story a little bit, this was a great anime. If I had to rate it, I would rate it like maybe a 8 to 9 out of 10, and I would even go as far to say that this anime might even be in my top 10. If I'm pushing it, maybe even my top 5 favorite anime of all time. But compared to my favorite anime of all time, which is Death Note, doesn't even compare. Same with my second favorite anime of all time, Attack on Titan, just doesn't compare to those two at all. But it's still a great fucking anime, and I highly recommend that you watch the anime or read the manga. Now, the last thing before I end this video off is that this anime will definitely hit you in the feels. Alright, this anime doesn't hold back when it comes to that. But anyways, yeah, that's where I'm going to end off the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to go subscribe to my other channels. The links to those will be down in the description below. Also, go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links to those will be down in the description as well. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.